Yay, peeps. How you all doing out there on the worldwide wobbly wonderful? Sister Elle here with you for the new moon in Sagittarius reading. Yay. Happy birthday, Sagittarians. I hope you're going to have a fine time, a whiz of a time, I'm sure. And happy happy lunar return for all you Sagittarius moons. And happy Sagittarius rising. So this new moon is going to be at 4 degrees of Sagittarius. Just wanted to show you my Sagittarius rising picture there of the two worlds merging. Yes, so we've all come out of the dark and dusty Scorpio season. Gave us a chance to have a bit of a clean out, bit of a clear out, and set the new intentions for this new moon in Sagittarius. So what is Sagittarius? Let's have a look, shall we? So how's it been? Yes, I was invited to masquerade. And it was very interesting, and I say thank you and have much gratitude for that. Okay, so the new moon in Sagittarius will be happening on the 26th of November 2019, around about 11 a.m. UK time. So what is Sagittarius? Sagittarius is the third of the fire signs. So we've learned how to be born and spring into the world brightly in Aries. We've learned how to be loyal and glorious in Leo. And now we're in Sagittarius season as we work with the energies of the early winter coming in. So this is the last of the mutable signs, last of the mutable season until we jump into the new year in January. Well, that's not the astrological new year. We know the new year is in Aries for the astrological signs, but for the world in general, we'll be jumping into the new year and the new world of 2020. Yes, a whole decade has escaped us already. And didn't that go quick and fast? Very good. Okay, so this is the Sagittarius, the last of the burning embers, I see it. The last of the fire signs. This is what's going to keep our jolly, keep us going through the whole of the winter time until we return back to Aries when the sun is back in a fire sign. So we'll be gathering all our information that we've learned so far. We'll also be looking for new information and what serves us at this time. As we grow, obviously, we change and we change opinions and ideas. And Sagittarius is the sign of the philosopher, the thinker, maybe a religious person, somebody who likes to delve deep into what is happening around them. They like to take action on this as well. Fire signs love to take action, and this is what they're known for. So this is what we'll all be feeling within ourselves as this Sagittarius season approaches. Well, we're here now. I think we're about 2 or 3 days into Sagittarius, and the new moon happens on the 4th day of Sagittarius. Okay, so we're springing forth with our glorious self, with all our strength. Sagittarius rules the thighs, and it is the sign of half horse, half man, shooting that arrow into the future. And where will it land? Where have your thoughts taken you so far? What is the dialogue you've been having with yourself? As some of you may know, Mercury is now direct. Mercury went retrograde in Scorpio season, and Scorpio is delving into the deepest parts of ourselves, clearing out things that we may have hung on to for years, physically and mentally, also emotionally, because Scorpio is a water sign, so it's watery, it's the fluids within us and how fluid we can be with life. So now we've cleaned out our systems through the Scorpio season. We're now ready to spring forward with Sagittarius, with new hopes, new ideas, long-term goals and visions. As we know, Jupiter also is in Sagittarius right now, coming to the end around about 28 degrees. And so we've got another few days there, and then Capricorn, it will be jumping into Capricorn later on down in December. So use this last bit of fire that we have to keep us sparking, keep us going through these cold winter months. Learn something that we like to learn, because Sagittarius is always delving in for higher knowledge and asking why. And so instead of just asking why, you can go and see how the thing actually works that you're inquiring about, and take part and be an active person within whatever activity you might want to delve into right now. And whatever you wish to expand with your mind, or expound with your mind. Just need a quick drink. A bit of spring water here. Yeah, so we have this time leading up to the festivities. People are feeling excited as we come to the last part of the year, the last part of a decade, indeed. Okay, what else have I written? And Sagittarius, as I say, is ruled by Jupiter. So Jupiter's currently in its last stretch. So this last few weeks we'll be getting, or the past few days, last few days of Sagittarius, we'll be seeing the blessings that this benefic planet, and because it's had Venus there with it also, Venus has now moved on and will be in Capricorn within the next few days. Okay, so right now we'll be getting a push ahead. We need to keep our embers burning. We'll be seeking higher knowledge in areas that can deliver us, help us to a rising point within our life. Maybe a new project. And it's 4 degrees of the sun and this moon meeting together, and we also have Uranus currently at 4 degrees. So there may be some surprises or some unexpected change, and this will all help us move forward as we go along with our life. We also have Neptune moving forward pretty soon within the next week or two. So a lot of the planets will be forward moving by the time we get to January. Okay, so let's see. Okay, I'm going to read some of the energies for the day. Energies for the day. I will be pulling Denise Lynn cards for all of the signs. Sacred Traveler. Indeed, we are on a journey, and the 9th house, which Sagittarius rules far distance traveling and journeys. And the card I pulled for today was Vast Vistas, expand your horizons. Now, we couldn't get more Sagittarian than that, can we? Expand our horizons, indeed. Shoot that arrow far and wide. Okay, right, so we're going to look at some of the energies. As we know, not every day is a happy clappy day. We do have to be serious at times, fortunately or unfortunately. So we'll look at the weather forecast for today, shall we? In the astrological zone. I'm going to read from my Time Passages app and see what aspects we have for today. So the Sun trine Chiron right now. So the Sun is the planet of vitality, and Chiron is called the wounded healer. So it is the planet of healing and acknowledgement of concealed trauma, because when we acknowledge, then we can heal, right? With the Sun trine or sextile Chiron, there's a light shining on renewal and deep healing. Everyone could become more aware of their deeper issues today and might begin to see where they have been wounded from long-buried past events. Profound healing is eventually possible, but it must begin with acceptance of what is there. Indeed, once we accept, we can move on. Okay, the second aspect happening today is the moon in strong sextile with Pluto. So the moon symbolizes instinctive awareness, and Pluto is the planet of transformation. With the moon trine or sextile Pluto, there is a cooperation between emotions and deep regeneration. Everyone can more easily tune into their deeper needs today, or even their compulsions, which are normally better hidden. An exceptional level of depth to feelings is likely now, as well as insight into the motivations of other people. It is also true that profound healing is eventually possible. So that's the moon with Pluto right now. So we also have Venus in strong conjunction with Jupiter. So Venus is the planet of love, beauty and money, and Jupiter is the planet of expansion. Venus conjunct Jupiter presages a lucky day. Opportunities abound for romance, harmony, and to increase your financial well-being. With beauty being fueled by optimism, it is difficult to feel anything but joy today. So we'll be getting all these vibrations during the day. Venus in strong square with Chiron. So square is usually a learning form. Venus is the planet of love, beauty and money, and Chiron, called the wounded healer, is the planet of healing and acknowledgement of concealed trauma. With Venus square or opposite Chiron, it is possible that relationship wounds could come up to reveal hidden issues that have long been walled away. Early problems regarding how and why we relate to others might present themselves. This can make patterns of behavior more conscious and ultimately lead to acceptance and deep healing. That's right. Once we have an aspect that will aid us to connect with our deep feelings, we'll be able to know how to use them and how to make ourselves feel better in the process. We also have Mars in opposition with Uranus. Mars is the planet of energy and drive, while Uranus is the planet of revolution. With Mars square or opposite Uranus, there is a rush of excitement in the air. It is a time to guard against carelessness, because it is possible that sudden actions could lead to accidents or outbursts. The pursuit of a visionary passion is strong, so there is a great potential for breakthrough when you wisely direct your forces. Yes, good to have direction of that firebomb that we have right now, Mars in Scorpio. So Mars likes to be in Scorpio and is very powerful indeed. And so it's in opposition with Uranus in Taurus right now. Okay, and what else do we have? So the last aspect is Saturn in strong sextile with Neptune. Saturn is the planet of restriction and structure, while Neptune is the planet of inspiration and faith. With Saturn in flowing aspect to Neptune, there might be a sense of confusion in the air about authority figures or professional goals. It's time to place boundaries on what is nebulous and to accept that some goals are impossible to achieve. There will also be the potential to create something solid and enduring from one's imagination. So that's Saturn with Neptune. As we know, that Saturn is the structure, Neptune is all flowy. And so it's to put the dream into context. And like we say, some goals are impossible, but I think maybe some dreams may be impossible. We might just be a bit pie in the sky, and there's nothing wrong with it. It's just like when we try to implement it, it might not have much solid ground on there, and Saturn is showing us how to build on solid ground, or solid thoughts or solid actions, depending where Saturn is in your chart. So, okay, Saturn with Neptune, and Neptune will be moving forward next week. Very good. Okay, so let me see what all of the signs, which houses the signs are in. Okay, as we search forward with our higher knowledge and our determination and willpower to keep us strong at this time. Yes, sweeties? Okay, let me just do this a little bit. I know, the weather's so changeable, isn't it? Hot, cold, hot, cold. Cold, hot. Okay, let's have a go with the cards. Thank you, cards. So we're looking for the sun and new moon in Sagittarius. So Sagittarius, you have the first house of the sun and moon, giving you new ideas, new hope, new inspirations and aspirations, giving you a direct clearance on what you would like to go forward in. And you'll be able to state that clearly to yourself and others. A time to look after the personal self when we have sun in the first house and also moon. Okay. And your card is discovering truth. Okay, you stand in the light of truth. And Sagittarius is known to be the truth bearer. Very blunt and forward speaking. So that's for you there, Sagittarius. Keep shining brightly there as you cruise through your first house. Okay, Capricorn, you have the 12th house of dreams and imagination, inspiration, and maybe taking your dreams to a new level. Something that might initiate you, that gives you a spark. That is for you. And it says, begin now. Take your first step. Because usually before we see the actual product, usually it's somebody's thoughts, somebody's dream, somebody's imagination. And the product is produced after that. So you enjoy that 12th house of rest and regeneration there, Capricorn, before the sun comes into your house next month. Okay, Aquarius. You have the 11th house, which you know well, which is your house, the house of goals and aims and ambition. It's also the house of sharing and groups that we participate with. Card for you, Aquarius, in the 11th house is Voyage of the Heart. Love flows through you and to you. There you go, the great gifts of love shining on you at this time as the benefics are passing through your 11th house of goals and aims and luck and returns. Okay, Aquarius. Okay, Pisces, you have the 10th house of authority figures, seeing new ways of seeing how you authorize yourself, how you initiate projects and maybe work environments, how you feel within the work environment. You'll be having new ideas on that, Pisces. And the card for you is Journey by Moonlight. Believe in magic. There you go. That beautiful Neptune coming forward, the planet that rules you, will give us much clearer thinking as it moves forward. As for you, they're in the 10th house of authority and work and structure. Okay, so that's for you, Pisces. Aries, you have the 9th house, the house of Sagittarius, the house of higher learning. You may be delving into a new area that inspires you and keeps you driven and wanting to go seeking more knowledge on that particular issue. And the card for you is Desert Passage. Trust there is a divine plan. Indeed, there is there, Aries. I know Aries can sometimes hop off on the whim, but they always know and trust a plan is there. Oops. A divine plan. Sorry there, Aries. Maybe me tidying myself. Okay, well done, Aries. Taurus, you have the 8th house of other people's resources and maybe project management areas may be coming anew with that. So that will be you, Taurus, in the 8th house for this sun and moon of Sagittarius at 4 degrees, bringing stability in whichever area you desire. So you have great adventure, take a risk and venture forward. Indeed, Sagittarians are known well for taking risks, and it's one of their great gifts. So that's for you there, Taurus, in the 8th house of delving deep and communicating with others. Okay, my sweeties, Gemini, you have the 7th house of one-to-one partnerships, relationships. Could be business partners also. So there'll be a newness coming and being created at this time of Sagittarius. Okay, Gemini, in the 7th house of partnerships. Card for you, my sweetie, is In the Flow. Everything is smooth sailing. There you go. Have a bit of a green light there. Gemini in the 7th house. Lots of luck and high thoughts. That's right, take action in these areas of the 7th house of partnerships. Okay, Cancer, you have the 6th house of work and health balance, the house of everyday activities. You'll be bringing a newness into that area of your life. Cancer, sun, moons and risings around about the 4 degrees mark. We'll be feeling it the most. And the card we have for you, Cancer, the 6th house of this new moon is Fellow Travelers. Support is all around you. There you go. You've got some support in your everyday activities during this time of Sagittarius. Okay? Leo, you have the 5th house. This is your house. You know this house well. Whoops. This is the house of fun and joys and pleasures. Pick up these cards in front. 2nd, please. Okay, let's see. Which cards are for you, Leo? Okay, it's quite a number, so I'm going to shuffle again and see what turns up at this time. Okay, this is for you, Leo. Okay, let me get them straight as also. Leo in the 5th house of children, joys, pleasures, hobbies. So you'll be having a new idea, new thoughts, new actions in ways in that area of your chart. And it says, Mystic Healer, healing energy flows through you. And there you go. You may be healing children, working with children, working on a project that stimulates your childish nature, that brings vibrancy at this time of the new Sagittarius sun and moon. That's for you, Leo. Okay, Virgo, you have the 4th house of home and family. I'd also say it's the house of the body and work. So the 4th house, you'll be looking at new ways to structure yourself, to keep yourself firm as we travel through this time of Sagittarius. High goals and ambitions, investigations. The card for you, Virgo, in the 4th house is Fogged In. Go slow and take your time. So you may have been doing some work with your neighbours, and now it's time to see what you need doing with your own structural self. Might be a bit foggy to see the way forward right now. As we move forward into this time, the fog will clear indeed there, Virgo, for the 4th house. I told you to book a second card, and another card for you is begin now, take your first step. So as we trod slowly through there, Virgo, in the 4th house of home, family and body, physical activity. Okay, Libra, you have the 3rd house of neighbours and friends. And so there'll be a newness coming into your area there. Okay, that card did flip out. I'll pick that as well. Pick a card for you as well, Libra. So at this house of the 3rd house of new neighbours and friends, you may be having new associates come into your circle round about now. Very good, Libra. You're very good at that. And the card for you is cleansing waters. Purification activates, okay, so he activates vibrant life flow. Oh, there you go. Once you purify them waters, you've been through the waters of Scorpio. In the 3rd house now of communication. And the card that popped up for you also is Mystic Healer. Healing energy flows through you. So they're the 2 cards for you there. Libra, aren't they beautiful? That's for you, beautiful Libra, weighing up your scales nicely. In the 3rd house of Scorpio, you have the 2nd house of finances. Let's see what else the 2nd house was. The house of Venus, isn't it? So you'll be getting some beautiful gifts, luxury, some sort of luxury you'll be enjoying with your 2nd house there, Scorpio. You've worked hard in that 1st house, and now it's time for a bit of luxury with the 2nd house of Sagittarius. And you have fellow travelers also. Support is all around you there in the 2nd house. May have some unexpected finances come and find you as you magnetically attract that in the 2nd house. And let's pull a 2nd card for you. And crossing bridges. Okay, it's time for healing, connecting, mending, and releasing. So there you go. Anything that no longer serves you, and newness is coming to replace that energy there, Scorpio, and rejuvenate you in your 2nd house there. And the card for all of us for this beautiful, beautiful new moon in Sagittarius. Yay. You Saggies have a fine time. Everybody have a fine time. That's the plan, yes? And let's see what card we have for all of us. Card for all of us is Vast Vistas. Expand your horizons. I pulled this card earlier for the beginning of the reading. I hope I taped it. If not, I did pull it earlier. But Vast Vistas, expand your horizons indeed. Get on that high mountain and shoot your arrows well, sweetie. Okay, you all have a fine time. Take care, right? Okay. Much blessings.